This Hangout on Air is live, brought to you by Astronomy Cast and University.
Oh my gosh. Hey guys, this is Jessica.
And this is Robert. Right now we have no viewers, so we're just going to chill.
Right, and I'm not even sure if we can see comments coming in. We purchased a new computer and we are trying to figure out how the heck we can use this. We were hoping to have better video quality, and I don't know. Looks like we've got one viewer.
Yes, so hello to you, viewer. We don't know who you are because we're using a new system.
Correct. So we don't really know what's happening. So this may be a complete fail.
You guys are very much appreciated. So in the next couple minutes, we're just going to chit-chat while we get ready to talk about
boondocking.
Yeah, so give us a few minutes, maybe one or two, and we'll get going. In the meantime,
yeah, maybe
I'm
grab
gonna put on some pants.
If you can grab some. Sorry, we've been trying to do this for, I don't know, probably an hour now, and it kept failing. So we're finally on here. We were giving up, and so my apologies for us not being prepared. We're going to grab a phone, and so that hopefully we can see some of your questions or comments. But we were going to talk about boondocking because a lot of people are like, why would I spend so much money on my rig and then go boondocking? Or some people just are like, I don't even know what that is. I'm not comfortable with it. So we wanted to talk about it real quick.
Pants for the win.
Pants for the win. So one of the main reasons that we like boondocking is that it is inexpensive. I mean, maybe if you have a $1 million type of rig, maybe that doesn't appeal to you. But we like the fact that for the most part, if you're going to be going boondocking, it is going to be free. And if you're sitting there wondering what the heck is boondocking, it is basically camping, and it is camping without any type of hookup. So you will not have a sewer hookup, water, or electricity. So you have to.
And there's different ways to look at boondocking, and we'll get to that in a minute. But first off, I do have on my phone. Hey, Gerard from Houston, and Angel Torres. How are you from New Jersey?
Hey, how are ya?
So we'll try to keep an eye out here as we go.
That's right. So if you are chiming in, please let us know how the reception is going, if you can hear us. And of course, if you have any questions or comments, please drop them below and we will address them as, oh, cool. I think now we see it maybe. Maybe. And we have the kids in the background, so.
Hey, from Venezuela. How are you?
Oh, wow.
Okay, líder.
Hola.
How is it in Venezuela? They're having a hard time in Venezuela right now.
But I don't know how to talk about boondocking in Spanish. Yeah. That was not part of my. We've got some other stuff coming in. Let's see. We've got.
Hi from Sweden.
Oh wow.
I think you're first. We have Nomadic Dane in Denmark, and now we have somebody doing from Sweden.
Pretty amazing. Well, welcome. Awesome. Anyway,
let's get going. So boondocking.
No hookups. And if for the most part, it is inexpensive. It's either going to be very free or not very expensive at all. The most expensive boondocking that we have done so far has been when we went to Maine, and we were actually at a state park. So it was a campground. Some people think boondocking has to be like on the side of a mountain or in the middle of the desert. For us, we look at boondocking as anytime you are disconnected from full hookups.
Yeah.
So kind of dry camping is another term for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, when we were in Maine, we did have to pay to stay at the state park, Aroostook State Park, and it's fantastic. We love it up there. But it was just a matter of we had a nice camping site, along with about 30 other sites that were there. We were there for the July 4th holiday weekend here in the United States this past July, and it was only about a third full, maybe 10 to 12 people. Sites
but
were
that
booked.
Was the most we've ever. It was like $25 a night, which for us is like.
When it comes to boondocking.
Yeah, but it was Maine, and we were very limited, so we were great. It was great to be able to have that opportunity there. Another reason that is fantastic to boondock is that there aren't as many crowds, because a lot of people are wanting to be, well, they don't want to be, but feel more comfortable in a traditional RV park, which is kind of like crammed in, but you do have full hookups.
Yeah.
And amenities.
Sweetheart,
when you are boondocking, for the most part, you will not have amenities. Go to the bathroom, Nadia.
Why does it not show me
This is part of
it's a delay.
Being live. Our kids still need a lot of our assistance. So we get interrupted here and there. Oh my goodness. So, okay, what was I saying? So less crowds. The only place, like, there are some places, like, how do you say it, courtside? I always say it wrong. Courtside, right? Courtside in Arizona. For the most part, people go there for the winter, and it is a big, big deal. A lot of people go there. And also, I believe the Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta, I believe that is boondocking, and you get a lot of people there too. So it kind of depends on if there's an event associated with the boondocking, then it's going to be crowded like a rally or some sort of convergence. But if you're just sort of going out on your own or maybe with a few friends, you're not going to be like crammed in with like hundreds of other people like you might be at a larger RV park. Let's see. Another thing is that usually it is in a beautiful setting because you're not in a basic looking like parking lot. You're going to be more out in a scenic type of space.
All right, I'm back, and I'd like to say real quick, hi from, okay, so Ash Tree 81 from Sweden, Gerard again. Thank you for letting us know we're looking and sounding good. Jessica looks awesome.
I'm getting a little blown out. But.
Yeah, Susan from North Carolina, Philip from Atlanta, Darren from North Carolina, Phil Jones. I would like to have a convo offline with you two. Let's follow up with that.
Yeah, and if you're on Facebook, send us a message on Facebook because obviously with YouTube, your comments will be visible to everybody, and things in our email inbox tend to get buried under all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So find us on our Facebook page and send us a message there, and we will have a private conversation there.
And Michael Burgueno from Lake Balboa, California. Cool. All right. Yeah. Good deal. Thanks, Philip. So we'll talk to y'all. Maybe not tonight because I got to go to bed because I got to be at work in the morning.
And I still have to work because this is not the only thing. If you guys have been following us, you know, we also have other day-to-day jobs that we do that we also have to do around this.
So boondocking.
So I went over all these other things. Something else is that oftentimes they are off the beaten path, which kind of goes along with less crowds, more scenic type of a setting.
Sometimes you may have to do 5-6 miles down dirt roads to get to where you're going. Here in the U.S., you of course have well-maintained county parks, state parks, national parks, which are getting more crowded and more crowded as you go. And
also the BLM lands.
And so
Bureau of Land Management.
That's a totally different category altogether.
But that's boondocking.
Yes, 100%. No, what I'm trying to get to is so if you're not going to be at a state park or a national park or even a county park, there are wildlife management areas that are handled by the state, and they don't have a lot of amenities, which are excellent boondocking opportunities. And then the Western United States, along with all the wild horses and wild burros and everything out there, you have, if it's Bureau of Land Management managed lands, you can just pull off the highway and park.
It's amazing. But as amazing as all those things are, there are some negatives or potential negatives. We already talked about not having full hookups. That can be traumatizing initially because you are not going to be able to take those hot showers or use your water as you would normally.
And if your spouse wasn't fully on board and all of a sudden you've spent anywhere from $20,000 to $500,000, $20,000 to $100,000 on a simple rig or an expensive rig to you, and now you're going to tell him or her that they're going to make do with the 50 gallons of fresh water you have on board.
It can be, so that could be a potential negative. For some people, it may not be a big deal, but when you're initially trying that out, it might be a little bit of a shock.
Hey, Nick Venture, welcome.
Another thing is that you have to pack everything in and pack it out, especially like if you're going to be out west, where you're literally just sort of like pulling off somewhere and going, awesome, we're going to pick camp here tonight.
Yeah.
You have to bring in all your water.
You have to practice good stewardship.
Garbage. You can't just, you have to really be mindful of what you're doing.
Yeah, you don't want to be burning plastics, and you actually don't want to be burning anything other than in a controlled fire pit because, if you start a wildfire out there, that's the worst thing for the environment out there. You don't want to be the cause of a natural disaster, unnatural disaster.
Excuse me.
We look forward to it.
We do. Not starting fires, but going out west and boondocking out there, doing a little bit more, I would say even more rustic. Because even when we've done boondocking and it's been sort of off the beaten path, we've been, I don't know, within 45 minutes of a store or civilization. What's happening?
Susan has an excellent question. Susan asks, do you look at certain websites for finding boondocking places?
Yes.
And we do.
Yes, our number one that we have used has been freecampsites.net. But there is an up-and-coming website, RV with me.
RVwithme.com.
And in that one too, like the freecampsites.net, people have already scoped out places for the most part and have a description of like where the location is, what kind of rig or setup you can have on the property. Sometimes it's just tent sites, so you have to be really careful when looking at those.
So if I may, with freecampsites.net, it is really monitored, and not really monitored, it's updated by you, the user. And it is something as simple as a Walmart parking lot might be listed on freecampsites.net, or it might be like a goose pasture campground in the Panhandle of Florida, where it might be 10, 18 sites next to the river, and it's a wonderful time. But again, it could also just be something that was surveyed years ago by somebody that went off-roading on a hunting trip, and it's just space to park your pickup truck and an ATV. So you have to be very detailed as what you look into. But even so, I want to also make sure we mention Boondockers Welcome.
But that's a little bit different, And
we'll get there.
Yes, and with RVwithme.com, if you guys can head over there too. We're working with the owner of it, and we're going to be doing actually a video where we go over how to use that website. But basically, not only does that website have like actual campgrounds listed, it also has boondocking spots. That is also a user provided information, and we've contributed a few items on there. And if you have spots, try signing up with RV with me and list your stuff on there as well, because that is going to be an awesome website and really has a lot of potential for helping people out. Yeah,
it looks like they're aiming to be a global everything having to do with finding a space, whether it's.
And real quick before, because we're starting to get long-winded, I think. I don't know, maybe not. The Boondockers Welcome, that's a little bit different because you're actually staying on people's private property. But for the most part, those spots don't have the amenities of like an RV park. They're not going to have full hookups most of the time.
Boondockers Welcome is very community. It's for anyone really that has anything from a driveway to 50 to 100 acres, where you're going to just basically list your location, and it's always generalized for privacy. And until you make that connection, you don't actually give out your exact location. But you could have just a driveway that somebody can park in for 1 night, 2 nights, 3 nights, whatever the community limits might be. We had a really fantastic experience using Boondockers Welcome this past year when we went for 6 months. We stayed in properties in Virginia, New Hampshire, Maine, New York, upstate New York.
And it was fantastic. We met a lot of people. And sorry.
Was I getting my groove?
I don't know if you were getting your groove. I got distracted by our cat.
Yeah, but the thing with Boondockers Welcome is just expect to have a parking spot. If the folks providing the parking spot come out and talk to you about the community and what's there, awesome. If not, we were just happy to use it for the location services, to be able to have somewhere to park for a couple nights. But we had some excellent hosts for us.
You can.
So Susan asked, and then
let me see. I'm going to say the last thing about that I thought was maybe a con for boondocking, and that is that you have a limited stay. Not saying that you can stay in an RV park for ever, but there's some places that you can stay month to month and that sort of thing. But with these types of places, for the most part, it's 14-day limit. So you can't just stay there for months at a time. There are some people that will like move from site to site and things like that. I don't think that's
it's not in the spirit of it.
No, I think for the most part, like you got to leave for at least like 7 days, I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. You have to look at the regulations because some also have limits within a certain year period, 12-month period, how many days you can stay that entire time. So you have to look that stuff up.
Yeah. Now we have a question about practical aspects of boondocking. How long can you last without like a generator?
Without a generator, it depends on your needs. For us, we can probably do like an overnight. Like let's say you're just skipping an RV park. If you're going from like Florida to Georgia or something, it's an 8-hour thing, but you just want to rest overnight or something.
Yeah, we would be able to pull off somewhere, deploy the slide, start cooking, have the lights on.
Right. But we wouldn't be able to charge any devices or anything. The battery would run out beyond that.
And then it becomes a matter of, do you have 2 batteries? Is it a 6-volt system? Is it a 12-volt system? Do you have solar?
Right. All those things can extend the life of your, I don't want to say batteries, but the amount of energy you have stored up for use later on.
Yeah. Yeah. And in the future, we want to get at least a simple solar setup. But for us, our generator was invaluable.
It was. And for us, part of the reason that we got it as well was that it was quick. We literally went to the store, got it, and now we had portable power for relatively inexpensive. It was like $1,200, the one that we got. Versus solar, it would have been a lot of prep, maybe more cost, and we just weren't familiar with it. We've been researching it, and I think at this point we actually do feel that we are familiar enough to actually buy something. Now it's just a matter of locating a specific
putting the money
place,
aside,
and then going for it.
Yeah, we received a couple good tips that we're going to investigate in this this spring. Now, and the question about water.
Yes.
So I mentioned a 50-gallon tank. It really depends on your rig. If you have a big fifth wheel or a Class A bus, our 26-foot travel trailer has a 35-gallon freshwater tank. 2 adults, 2 kids who drink water all the time.
Two cats. Our cats drink a lot of water.
And 2 cats. So you do have to ration your water. You're not going to be showering the whole family.
Get Epic Wipes.
Epic Wipes. EpicWipes.com. So you do have to budget your water. Main thing, of course, drinking water. Always make sure that that's your priority. But think about Navy showers or combination of alcohol, witch hazel mixed with water, and you clean yourself down.
Yes. And we also have a series of 3 videos. Boondocking 101. We'll probably add this to the list, that playlist. But it goes over water conservation, how to get water, electric needs, and also your waste tanks. Like, what do you do once you fill those up, or all those things. So, you know, more details are there, because when we recorded those, we were literally living it. Right now we are hooked up, full hookups. So that will have a lot of good information as well. Yeah.
And our most limiting factor, if you're not careful, will be your black water. Unless you have a composting toilet or a human manure toilet, black water can really get you in a tough situation really quick. Because if you're, you know, hauling all that extra water weight around, and you have nowhere to.
I'm trying to think, how long were we able to stay out, all of us? Without doing anything. It was like 4 days.
Carefully, we were able to manage 4 days.
And by that's like very careful. Like, only wipes.
Paper plates.
No
dishwashing. Paper plates. Only washing of pots.
Yeah, what else did we do? I'm trying to think. We even used like the water that we would use to wash our hands. We would take that to like flush
the toilet.
That sort of stuff. I mean, we were being very, very frugal.
Yeah, and now even us being frugal, I think I'm sure there's quite a few folks that could be even better at it than we were.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a young couple, you could probably go a week. With what we had. And you also want to be careful when you do go boondocking that your black tank is empty, your gray water is empty before you go, because you don't want to be hauling a lot of water with you down the road. It makes you heavier, less fuel efficient.
Yes.
Takes longer to stop. Okay. Lots of questions.
We did this one about the 50 gallons. How do you feel about big battery banks from Philip?
Philip is just according to your need. Right now we have 1 battery. I could easily we can go to 2 batteries. I understand, and I don't know the logic. I'm not an electrician. Going to a 6-volt battery system would actually help our electricity last longer. I don't know how that works. But then if we went beyond 2 batteries, we would have to figure about storage for any additional batteries. Our travel trailer can easily have 2 batteries up on the front hitch, but after that, we have to figure where do those batteries go.
Right.
Which is why we would probably have a simple solar system to begin with.
Absolutely, we would.
Cost difference from boondocking versus fuel.
So fuel. Basically fuel for the generator. So this question is basically cost difference between running the generator and a campground, the cost. You
can't just basically do a direct comparison, because again, part of boondocking is getting you away from the campground environment.
Yeah, but if we're just looking at it from cost savings.
Yes. If you're in Florida, you're going to be burning generator, running that air conditioning.
Yeah, but even when we did it, wasn't it like $7 a day, I think, or so?
Our generator can take 2 gallons of gasoline, And if we're not running the air conditioning, it'll run for 8 hours. So that's about $6 of gas without running the air conditioner.
Right, which we didn't really.
We sweated it quite a bit.
We did. We were a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, but if we did run the air conditioner, we run through those 2 gallons in about 2 hours. So if you're running the air conditioner on a hot day in Florida,
yeah, it may not really be a cost savings. It may be just more getting off the beaten path.
And if you're in Arizona, it's the heat's dry. It's a dry heat. So
yeah, that's why people go there in the winter.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. LP generator.
Liquid propane. Our generator will run gasoline or propane. We had planned on running it on propane more often, but gasoline is just so convenient. We would run it on propane if we were in a situation that we had to run the generator and we couldn't get gasoline. So we tested it out with propane. It's a Champion 3500 watt dual fuel generator, propane gasoline, really easy, fantastic. We've had a great time with it. We've only really run it on gasoline for practical purposes.
Yeah. We could put extra water in the back of the truck. We could have like a bladder,
I shaved my goatee.
But
the mustache might go tonight. 64 max power, 6.4 max power.
I know. I was talking about bringing extra water. You could always bring extra water with you. Yes. The only problem is, of course, is once you have that extra water, where is that? Once you use it, where's it going? Is it going in your gray tank? Is it going in your black tank? And how much capacity do you have there? So that's another limiting factor.
Yeah. Good question from Mike Frost.
After boondocking, do you typically run into fees with that when you find a place to dump? We haven't had that much luck with finding free dumping stations, dump sites. We have gone to RV parks and we have paid to dump.
Yeah, but it became a matter of massive convenience.
And also, it was still cheaper than staying at an RV park.
Yeah. I think we were in the Panhandle at Cotton Lake. Wasn't our favorite spot.
No, it wasn't.
And we were on our way to our next boondocking location, and we didn't have anywhere to dump tanks. And so we simply called an RV park, said, "Hey, we're passing through. We need to dump our black tanks." And they were like, "Sure thing. Yeah, just $10. Come on down. We'll take care of you."
And we did. And we filled up our fresh water too.
And here's the main thing. Stress just came off of us. We were stressing out. How are we gonna go?
Is there a free one over here?
Is there a free
one
there?
Let's go over here. Oh no, it's not there anymore. Like the app said it was.
Yeah. So when you're coming off of your boondocking out in the boonies, and you want to dump, just call an RV park. Just lay down the cash, even if it's $20. You are taking service to get rid of that waste, and you can get right back on the road. We went in Florida in the Panhandle. We went from southeast of Tallahassee to north of Pensacola to just west of Eglin, between Pensacola, and bam, bam, bam. It was good.
Make sure to close the door, please. Thank you. All right. Did anybody have any other questions? Otherwise, we are going to be wrapping up. I can't actually see the particular app that we're using doesn't tell us how long we have been on. So, and I know it's getting late. Robert also needs to go to sleep. I'm trying to see.
No, you turn the volume down, please. We're online.
Probably
Thank you, darling.
22 minutes. But I don't see any additional questions coming. Let me see. Michael and Misty, you always missed us and you work late and you got to see us. Awesome. And it looks like next year you guys are going to be full timing in a travel trailer, just like us. Woo!
Good deal. And somebody asked how long we're going to be doing this. Right now, it works for us, and we're more than 2 years into it now, about 27 months, and it feels like we just began, really.
There's still way more to explore, and we still have time to do it, so we're going to keep doing it as long as it works for the family.
Yeah.
Philip, thank you so much. Will our generator switch from gas to propane automatically? I don't think so. You have to do there's a button or
there's a switch.
Thing.
It's switching. If you have a propane tank hooked up to the generator and you have gasoline running, when you want to switch over, I think you probably want to shut off the generator. Just flip a lever 90 degrees, make sure your propane's open, and restart it. Yeah, we again go to exploringthelocallife.com, search for generator, or on YouTube, Exploring the Local Life, look up for a generator video, and you can see what our reasoning and logic was in getting the Champion. And I've also have links to the competing Yamaha, Honda, and Briggs & Stratton. And you can read, take a look, click on an Amazon link. And if you do click on an Amazon link, we would get a commission were you to make a purchase. Excuse me, an Amazon affiliate commission, which is like this much. But hey, everything helps pay for diesel.
Okay, we have another question about keeping the romance alive. Tricky.
Yes.
Well, we have mini dates. We'll go for walks, or sometimes there's like one room, the master bedroom. We'll close that off and watch TV together or have some time together. Right, Daniel? Woo! He's looking at the camera. So that's pretty much it. We just take little tiny moments together.
Yeah, and our kids, we'll ask them for some privacy.
Yeah,
we'll tell them, hey guys, mom and dad need to have some time alone. Yeah. We put on the TV; they can watch whatever they want.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what it is. You know, you can't be embarrassed. Oh no.
There's another. We have another computer over here, and the cat's like walking all over it. Of course. Let's see. Where are we? Did we ever get solar? No, not yet. We are working on it. We talked a little bit about that earlier in the stream here.
Yeah, we really want to. We wanted to then. We want to now. But the generator got us through with what we needed. We want to be more environmentally responsible. But we want to make sure the travel trailer is ready for it and that we have legitimate need and that it will make a difference.
Yeah. Let's see. Thank you, 64 Max Power. Yeah, we're still doing it for 2 years and going to keep going as long as we can. Doesn't matter how loud your generator is while boondocking. Inverter generators are expensive. Well, here's the deal. A lot of people that go out boondock want to be kind of more isolated. They want more privacy, more quiet. So I think that, yes, it does matter. I'm not saying that you have to go spend, I don't know, $2,500, $3,000 on a generator.
So we got the Champion for $1,100, $1,200 instead of a $2,000 Yamaha or Honda.
Right. It's quiet enough.
Yes, for the same decibel. Yeah. So I'll cut to the chase. Everybody will tell you the Yamaha and the Honda are more reliable, will last longer, but they're not $1,000 more reliable than the Champion.
Or quieter.
And then not $1,000 quieter. The volumes are actually quite comparable. I mean, you can carry a conversation in front of our generator while it's running. We can be at one end of the travel trailer, and the generator's at the back end of the travel trailer, and you won't know it's on other than you'll hear background noise. Really, background. And if you're out there boondocking as well, when the sun goes down, you're going to be turning the generator off because you don't want to be a jerk, no matter how quiet your generator is. Yeah, there's still
quiet hours even in those places, usually from like 10 p.m. to like 7 or 8 a.m.
Yeah, so and definitely if you're out in the middle of nowhere and you have other people around you, do not turn that generator on until well into the morning because the wildlife is still around. You're going to have people looking at deer, looking at foxes, and you don't want to be that guy ranking it up. Just practice quiet.
Let's see. Does it run different on propane, the generator?
It doesn't produce as much power, but it still produces enough power to start our air conditioning, which is the greatest immediate power demand that is put on a generator.
Sorry, I'm skipping. I'm going through here, and it's funny. Yeah, it looks like we wrapped our trailer in tinfoil bubble wrap. Yeah, this is
insulation.
Insulation. We have no curtains or anything here.
Single pane window.
That's right. So this helps because we are currently in North Georgia, so it gets cold at night, and it's going to get colder each night. So this helps keep our temperatures nice and stable in here, and also provides us with quite a bit of privacy. I know it's not pretty, but it's really, really cheap.
Yeah, total blackout, a little bit of quiet because our kids make a lot of noise, and insulation.
All right, let's see. All right, this is what you're the real life Mr. Mustache. Let's see. Yep, y'all are really settled in and having fun. We are. Let's see, my Johnson, I use 400 watts and 4 6-volt deep cycle batteries. That sounds good. What are you doing?
Yeah, well, somebody stabilizes for privacy.
Oh, yeah. Ours Our bed is
longitudinal.
Helps a lot. So all we're gonna say about that. Let's see.
Okay, Mike Frost has a very specific question. Is there places around Destin, Florida / Panhandle area to boondock on beach for free? What do you mean by beach? Now, this is my favorite, hands down, boondocking spot that we were in for the 6 months we took off this past spring and summer. Between Pensacola and Eglin Air Force Base in the Florida Panhandle is the Escribano Point Wildlife Management Area. And there are 2 campgrounds there. One is Bayou and one is Bayside Campground. At the Bayside Campground of the Escribano Point Wildlife Management Area, there are 5 to 6 to 7 campsites that back up onto Blackwater Bay. The back end of your RV, 10 feet later, you're in the water. It is gorgeous. And you have to watch out for the bear and the snakes and the water snakes, though.
But that's Florida.
But that's Florida.
Anywhere,
and it's fantastic. Really. So there you go. It's in the Panhandle, closer to Pensacola, on Blackwater Bay.
Yes.
Bring your kayak, bring your canoe, and you can paddle out to wherever you want to go.
That is so funny. 64 max power. The government can't read your brainwaves with that stuff on the windows as a bonus. Yes. Yes, bonus. Foil, does it also keep condensation off the windows? It does not, no. But we have a dehumidifier that keeps our trailer pretty
really good.
Humidity free.
West, people don't need it so much that we've mentioned several times that it is the sole best purchase that we have done for our travel trailer. But then some folks will say, what do you need that for? We have no need for one. And it turns out, well, they live more out west.
Right.
But here in the Southeast United States, for us, the dehumidifier in winter is a must, 100% must have, because we were starting to develop mold our first month out.
Yeah,
it was just bad. So humid in here.
It was gross.
And in the first 5 hours of running that generator, it took 32 pints of water out of the air. I bought it at Walmart like at 9 o'clock at night, and by 2 in the morning we were still awake. The thing stopped working because it filled up 32 pints of water.
All right, we're gonna do one last question from Philip, and then we're gonna wrap it up. How about ceramic tints on the windows? I don't know what that is.
Well, let's just assume that it is a type of window tinting that is solar reflective. The downside is we don't have too much light in here, and we sort of want as much light as we can have.
Yeah, so during the day, these suckers come off, and then we have no privacy. We literally are waving at people right outside or driving their cars from the inside.
Yeah, now the Grey Wolf did come with some really nice wood blinds, but our dog at the time, Desi, saw the kids playing outside, and she got anxious, and she tore them up.
Yep, so there it is.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for joining us and all the engagement. We really enjoyed it. If you are watching the replay, leave a message below or a comment, and we will get back to you guys soon. And yeah.
Yep. And if you have any questions about our dehumidifier, have we done an article about the dehumidifier?
It's in our 5 must-haves.
5 must-haves. ExploringTheLocalLife.com. 5 must-haves.
Or here on YouTube as well. We have information about that.
Yeah, and there'll be a photo of one and Amazon link if you're interested in finding out. We bought ours at a Walmart in Calhoun. Yeah. And that was 2 years ago, and it's still running.
Yeah, we have to clean it out, though. It's a pain to clean out. Anyway, so good night. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you.
And we will catch you all explorers later. Explorers late, guys.
All right, explorers. Bye-bye.
All right, bye. And hopefully we'll stop this correctly, because this is our first time using this one. So.
Buttons down to the bottom?
Yeah. Stop broadcast. Stopping now. Bye.